Hey YouTube, I was watching on CNN today and I saw this story that I really just could not quite believe. Um, there's this lady named Debbie Shanks and she used to work for Walmart, and about 8 years ago or so she worked for Walmart and she signed up for their health benefit plan. Well, then a couple years later she was in an accident in which a logging truck and her car collided, and basically she was left in a awake but a vegetative state, where she really doesn't quite understand and know what's going on around her. Well, she uh, su- sued the logging company, or the truck company, and they won $1 million in a lawsuit. Well, as it turned out, Walmart had paid for about $470,000 of toward her medical expenses up to that time. And then since then, the family's used that $1 million to pay another $400,000 or $500,000 of medical expenses, and they still have about $500,000 of it remaining that will go toward her ongoing care. Um, but here's the really part that gets you. 2 years after the crash, Walmart sued her for $470,000. Walmart has a teeny tiny little clause that says that if you win any money in a lawsuit that is part of an accident in which Walmart has paid medical expenses for, that Walmart has the right to sue you to recover their costs for their insurance that you put claims on. That makes no sense at all. I mean, here is this really good employee, and that's a picture of Debbie, that now has severe brain damage, and Walmart is going to actually sue her and her family to recover their costs. So now her husband, who has to take care of her, he's had to get 2 extra jobs just in order to try to pay for the ongoing arguments about her medical expenses, and it really doesn't make a lot of sense. It's really sad for this really nice lady who really, unfortunately, is in this situation. So, when Walmart was asked about this thing, I mean, here's this huge company that made a third net sales in the third quarter were $90 billion. That's 90 billion with a B dollars in the third quarter alone. Walmart suing their employee to recoup money that she won because in order to have that money to help her ongoing needs. And so this Walmart spokesperson said the case was unbelievably sad, but Walmart is bound by specific rules and they wish they could be more flexible, but they just can't because it's done out of fairness to everybody. You know, her husband Jim says that Walmart, certainly can afford it, and they don't need the money that they're suing for. Who needs the money? Well, I think that the employee does. The employee who had insurance through Walmart. Just kind of goes to show what kind of company some of their corporate policy, I guess, being locked in step is. I mean, I understand being fair to everybody, but at the same time, it really doesn't make sense. Um, it's kind of like what Jim really said. Well, I guess they have 90 million, or excuse me, $90 billion, and now they're also going to get $90 billion and 470,000 because they really needed that extra bit. I really just don't understand it. And it was such a sad story. His last quote in the story on CNN, and it's still available at CNN.com, and I will, over here somewhere, I'll put a link to the story. But it's the last line of the story is, he says, "Luckily, she's oblivious to everything. We don't tell her what's going on because it'll just upset her." Thanks, Walmart. Hope everybody thinks of that a little bit next time they're shopping there.